Beneath the familiar map of our world lies another Earth, one rarely seen, often forgotten, yet endlessly extraordinary. Hidden valleys where mist clings to ancient cliffs in China's Wangshan Valley. Bridges that curve like poetry across Swiss mountains. Glaciers that breathe under the Icelandic sun, and deserts that glow with fire beneath Ethiopia's midnight sky. These are not the places on postcards. They are Earth's secret chapters, written in stone, water, and silence. This is not just another travel story. It's a key, a way to unlock the unseen, from the sacred calm of the Leshan giant Buddha to the restless lava of Ertal volcano, from the mirrored stillness of Canada's Abraham Lake to the endless dance of life across Tanzania's Serengeti. Every stop ahead holds a truth deeper than beauty. Every destination has two faces, the one the world celebrates and the one it hides when the crowds fade away. I chase that hidden face, the raw, untamed wonder that whispers beneath the noise, because that's where the real stories live. Welcome to Travel Unlocked, where curiosity leads and discovery follows. If you believe the world still has mysteries worth chasing, then you're in the right place. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Each episode reveals another wonder you didn't know existed. I'm Adesh from wakatravels.com, and this is how you travel smarter. So let the journey begin. From frozen frontiers to burning craters, from ancient temples to timeless skies, the unseen wonders of our world await you. Number 1. Santorini, Greece. Rising from the blue waters of the Aegean Sea, Santorini is a vision. Whitewashed houses clinging to cliffs, domed churches glowing under the sun, and caldera walls that plunge into the sea like poetry carved in stone. Born from volcanic fire thousands of years ago, Santorini is both beauty and memory, the remnants of one of the most powerful eruptions in human history. The explosion that shaped it created the crescent island we see today, a rim of cliffs surrounding a sunken volcanic heart. Wandering through the towns of Oya and Fira feels like walking inside a dream. Narrow cobblestone paths twist between white walls. Bougainvillea drapes over blue doors. The scent of grilled seafood mingles with sea breeze. Every turn reveals another postcard-perfect view, the sea glittering below, boats drifting in silence. As daylight fades, Santorini reveals its magic. The sky ignites in gold, pink, and violet. Sunsets so famous that crowds gather in hushed awe. When the last light disappears, the island glows again, now from candlelit terraces and moonlit waters. But beneath the postcard lies a deeper soul. Santorini's volcanic soil nurtures vineyards that produce world-class wines, its people live with quiet warmth, and its ruins whisper stories of ancient civilizations buried in ash. Santorini isn't just a destination, it's an emotion, a reminder that even destruction can create beauty, and that what is broken can still shine. Here, at the edge of the Aegean, life slows to the rhythm of waves, and for a moment, the world feels perfect. Number 2. Landwasser Viaduct, Switzerland. In the heart of the Swiss Alps, a stone bridge rises gracefully from the valley floor. 6 perfect arches curving toward a dark tunnel carved into the mountain itself. This is the Landwasser Viaduct, a masterpiece of engineering and art, where human ingenuity and raw nature meet in harmony. Built in the early 1900s, the viaduct stretches nearly 450 feet long and towers 200 feet above the river below. No steel supports hold it together, only stone, precision, and trust in craftsmanship. When the red train glides across it, disappearing into the mountainside, the scene feels unreal, as if drawn from a dream too perfect to belong to Earth. Each season paints the viaduct anew. In winter, snow drapes the arches like lace. In spring, wildflowers bloom below, while the river surges with melted ice. Summer brings green meadows that shimmer in sunlight, and autumn cloaks the valley in gold and crimson. Riding the train over Landwasser is more than a journey. It's a feeling, a rush of awe as the landscape opens wide, revealing peaks that seem to touch eternity. Beneath the beauty lies a deeper story of how humankind learned to build not against nature, but with it. The Landwasser Viaduct stands as a symbol of endurance and balance, a bridge not only across land, but across time. Each curve, each stone, reminds us that when we work with respect for the earth, our creations can echo its grace. Number 3. Wangxian Valley, China. Hidden in the southern folds of China, Wangxian Valley rests like a painting forgotten by time. A place where the world slows down and silence has a melody of its own. Its name, Valley of the Immortals, carries a legend that poets once came here seeking wisdom from spirits said to dwell among the clouds. The air carries the scent of pine and wet stone, and mist curls around the tall peaks as if the sky itself descended to rest among the trees. Waterfalls cascade from dizzying heights, plunging into deep emerald pools that mirror the heavens. Trails wind through bamboo forests where every rustle feels like a whisper from the past. The sound of running water becomes a rhythm, soft yet powerful, guiding travelers deeper into the valley's heart. Wangxian is not a place of spectacle, but of stillness. Travelers here meditate beneath waterfalls, sip fragrant tea brewed from local herbs, and breathe in a kind of peace that modern life rarely offers. Monks once lived quietly in these mountains, writing poems about clouds that never settled and stars that never slept. Even now, that ancient spirit lingers in the air. At sunset, the valley turns golden, the peaks glowing like embers as the last light slips between the ridges. There's a feeling here, not of escape, but of return. A return to simplicity, to silence, to something eternal. Wangxian Valley doesn't just show you beauty, it reminds you of the kind you carry within. Number 4. Phong Nha Ke Bang, Vietnam. Deep in central Vietnam lies a world few have truly seen. A kingdom of caves beneath the jungle canopy. Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park is a labyrinth of stone, water, and silence. Home to Son Doong, the largest cave on Earth, so vast that clouds form inside its belly. Here, light and darkness dance in delicate balance. Sunbeams pierce through cave openings, striking emerald rivers and turning them to ribbons of light. Stalactites hang like chandeliers, while underground streams carve paths through chambers the size of cathedrals. The air hums with the sound of dripping water, the echo of time itself moving through stone. Outside the caves, limestone peaks rise from misty jungles, a landscape shaped by water and patience over millions of years. The ecosystem here thrives quietly. Monkeys swing from the treetops, rare birds call from hidden perches, and ancient plants grow where sunlight barely reaches. What makes Phong Nha Ke Bang extraordinary isn't only its size or age, it's the sense of discovery it gives. Every step feels like uncovering Earth's unfinished story. Recognized by UNESCO for its geological and biological richness, this park is a sanctuary for both scientists and wanderers. To walk here is to walk through layers of history, to feel the pulse of the planet beating beneath your feet. Number 5. Lishan Giant Buddha, China. Carved into a red sandstone cliff where three rivers converge, the Lishan Giant Buddha has watched over travelers for more than 1,300 years. Standing over 230 feet tall, it is the largest stone Buddha in the world, a masterpiece of devotion, artistry, and faith. Work began in 713 AD during the Tang dynasty, led by a monk named Haitong, who believed the Buddha's presence would calm the turbulent waters below. 90 years later, the carving was complete, a colossal figure of serenity, gazing down with eyes that seemed to see through time. Every detail, from the folds in the robe to the curls of the hair, was carved by hand. When sunlight touches the statue at dawn, the cliff glows gold, and the Buddha's face radiates quiet power. Visitors walking along the pathways can feel that peace settle into their own hearts. From the river, the full scale is breathtaking, a sacred giant rising from stone, surrounded by forests and mist. It's more than sculpture. It's a dialogue between humanity and the divine. The Lishan Buddha isn't just a monument of faith. It's a reminder of compassion, patience, and the human capacity to create harmony between spirit and earth. Even after centuries of rain and time, it still stands unmoved, eyes half closed, as if listening to the river below whisper prayers of peace. Number 6. Zhangjiajie and Tianmen Mountain, China. Rising like a dream sculpted in stone, Zhangjiajie is China's living masterpiece, a landscape that feels half real, half myth. Pillars of quartz sandstone pierce the mist, some as tall as skyscrapers, cloaked in green moss and drifting clouds. These natural towers, numbering over 3,000, are said to have inspired the floating mountains of Avatar. But Zhangjiajie is no fantasy. It is nature's poetry made visible. As dawn breaks, the entire valley transforms. The fog rolls through like silk, curling between the stone spires while sunlight filters through in golden streaks. From above, it's as if the earth itself is exhaling. Every viewpoint opens to a sea of peaks fading into infinity, each one standing like a sentinel of time. At the heart of this wonder rises Tianmen Mountain, Heaven's Gate, a single arch-shaped opening carved naturally into the mountain wall, said to connect Earth to the sky. To reach it, travelers ascend the world's longest cable car ride, an unforgettable 30-minute journey soaring above forests, cliffs, and clouds. From the top, glass walkways cling to the edges of sheer drops, letting you walk literally through the sky. Local legends say the mountain is a sacred threshold, a place where heaven touches earth. Monks once meditated in its caves, believing the wind that passed through Tianmen carried whispers from the divine. Zhangjiajie is more than breathtaking scenery. It's a reminder of balance, between awe and humility, between human daring and nature's quiet power. Standing on those glass paths, suspended between worlds, you feel both grounded and weightless. Here, the earth invites you not just to see, but to feel the miracle of its creation. Number 7. Meteora, Greece. Perched high on sandstone pillars that rise abruptly from the Thessalian plains, Meteora looks as if it was lifted from the pages of a legend. 6 monasteries cling to the cliffs, defying both time and gravity. Their red-tiled roofs and stone walls seem to float between heaven and earth, built centuries ago by monks seeking solitude and closeness to the divine. The word meteora means suspended in the air, and it could not be more fitting. The landscape feels otherworldly. As the sun rises, golden light spills across the pillars, illuminating the monasteries like beacons of faith. The wind whispers softly through the valleys, carrying the sound of bells that echo faintly against the rock. For centuries, these monasteries were accessible only by rope ladders and nets, a test of faith as much as endurance. Supplies and even monks were hoisted up by hand, suspended above dizzying drops. Today, stairs and paths allow access, but the feeling remains the same: reverence, silence, awe. Inside, ancient frescoes and manuscripts tell stories of devotion and perseverance. The air smells faintly of candle wax and time. Outside, the view stretches endlessly, mountains fading into haze, villages dotting the green below. Meteora isn't just a place of religion, it's a place of reflection. A reminder that sometimes the highest spiritual truths are found not in temples, but in the courage to reach beyond the ground we know. At sunset, when the rocks glow orange and the monastery stands silhouetted against the sky, Meteora becomes a vision of peace, timeless, eternal, suspended between worlds. Number 8. Erta Ale Volcano, Ethiopia. In the harsh expanse of Ethiopia's Afar region lies one of Earth's most mesmerizing infernos, Erta Ale, known locally as the Smoking Mountain. It is one of only a few volcanoes in the world with a permanent lava lake, glowing and churning like the heart of the planet itself. Reaching Erta Ale is no easy journey. Travelers cross the Danakil Depression, one of the hottest, driest, and most alien landscapes on Earth. The air trembles with heat, the ground crunches with salt and volcanic ash, and the horizon flickers with mirages. Yet the reward is unlike anything else on this planet. At night, the crater comes alive. Rivers of molten rock surge and bubble within a glowing pit, casting a red-orange light that stains the smoke above. The sound, a low rolling hiss, is like the planet breathing. It's hypnotic, terrifying, and beautiful all at once. For the Afar people, Erta Ale is sacred, a place where the earth speaks in fire. They tell stories of spirits who dwell beneath the molten surface, guarding the land and its secrets. Scientists come here to study how our world began, for this volcano offers a glimpse of the fiery chaos from which all life emerged. Standing at the crater's edge, the heat is overwhelming, yet the awe is greater. You're witnessing creation in real time, raw, untamed, eternal. Erta Ale is a reminder that the world's beauty isn't always gentle. Sometimes it burns, fiercely, endlessly, magnificently. Number 9. Banff National Park, Canada. Nestled in the heart of the Canadian Rockies, Banff National Park is nature's cathedral, vast, serene, and impossibly beautiful. Crystal clear lakes reflect towering peaks. Glaciers glisten under the morning sun. Pine forests whisper with wind and wildlife. It is one of the oldest national parks in the world, yet every inch feels timeless. Banff's most famous jewel, Lake Louise, shimmers in hues of turquoise so vivid they seem unreal. Framed by Mount Victoria and glaciers beyond, it's a sight that silences even the most talkative travelers. Canoes drift lazily across the surface, each ripple breaking the reflection of sky and stone. Beyond the lakes, trails lead deep into wilderness, through valleys where elk graze and waterfalls crash from icy ledges. The air carries the scent of pine, cold water, and freedom. In winter, Banff transforms into a snow-draped dream, its mountains glowing under northern lights. But Banff is not just about scenery, it's about renewal. Every traveler who comes here leaves lighter, quieter, more attuned to the rhythm of nature. The mountains seem to listen, the rivers seem to remember, and the stillness heals what the noise of the world forgets. At sunrise, when the first light paints the peaks in gold, Banff reminds us of something simple yet profound, that the earth doesn't need to shout to show its power. It just breathes, and we listen. Number 10. Abraham Lake, Canada. Hidden in the Canadian Rockies lies Abraham Lake, an artificial reservoir that, each winter, transforms into one of nature's most surreal works of art. Beneath its frozen surface, thousands of white bubbles are trapped in crystal-clear ice, suspended like stars in a frozen galaxy. These bubbles are formed by methane gas, released from decaying organic matter at the lake's bottom. When temperatures plunge, the gas freezes in layers, creating intricate patterns that seem alive under the sunlight. Walk across the surface, and you feel as if you're treading on a frozen sky. In the stillness of the Canadian winter, the lake hums softly, the ice shifting, cracking, singing its glacial song. The surrounding mountains stand in silent guard, their peaks piercing the blue winter sky. Photographers from around the world travel here to capture this phenomenon, but no image truly conveys its magic. The bubbles appear to float mid-air, perfectly preserved in time, a frozen heartbeat of the earth itself. Abraham Lake is a reminder that even in stillness, life continues. Even in the coldest moments, beauty endures. It's a testament to how nature creates wonder not only in life's heat and movement, but in its quiet, frozen breath. As the sun sets and the ice glows in shades of pink and blue, Abraham Lake feels almost celestial, a frozen reflection of eternity beneath your feet. Number 11. Vatnajökull Glacier, Iceland. In the frozen heart of Iceland lies Vatnajökull, Europe's largest glacier, a realm of ice and light that feels closer to another planet than to Earth. Covering nearly 8% of the country, it hides volcanoes, caves, and entire mountains beneath its vast frozen surface. Stepping onto Vatnajökull is like entering a world sculpted by time itself. The ice glows in shades of blue that shift with the sun, deep sapphire in shadow, pale turquoise under open sky. Each crevasse, each crystal formation, tells the story of centuries of pressure and patience. During winter, the glacier's ice caves open, shimmering tunnels of translucent blue, formed by meltwater rivers carving paths beneath the ice. Inside, light bends and dances in ways no camera can truly capture. It's silent but alive. Every drip, every echo, a heartbeat of frozen time. Yet Vatnajökull is not static. Beneath the ice, volcanoes simmer and breathe, shaping the glacier's destiny. When eruptions occur, fire meets ice, creating floods, steam, and landscapes reborn in contrast. It's a reminder that Iceland is a land forever in motion, where creation and destruction coexist beautifully. For travelers, Vatnajökull is not just a sight to see, but a truth to feel. The cold wind stings your skin, the crunch of ice echoes beneath your boots, and for a moment, you realize that this is Earth at its rawest, pure, powerful, and untamed. As the northern lights shimmer above the glacier at night, the world becomes an ocean of blue and green light, moving gently across the sky. Standing there, surrounded by silence and eternity, you understand, this is not just ice. It's the soul of Iceland, frozen in motion. Number 12. Angel Falls, Venezuela. Hidden deep within the untouched rainforest of Venezuela's Canaima National Park lies Angel Falls, the highest waterfall in the world. A single, unbroken drop plunging nearly a kilometer from the summit of Ollantaytambo, a flat-topped mountain cloaked in mist. The water doesn't fall, it drifts, dances, and disappears into clouds before ever touching the ground. In the morning light, it looks like liquid silver falling from the heavens. The air hums with the sound of rushing water, mingling with the distant calls of unseen birds and the quiet rustle of jungle leaves. Reaching Angel Falls isn't easy. It demands a journey by river through dense jungle and winding canyons. But that's part of its magic. The remoteness preserves its purity. When travelers finally glimpse the waterfall through the trees, the world seems to stop. The sight is overwhelming, not in noise but in reverence. Named after Jimmy Angel, the American aviator who first flew over it in 1933, this wonder remains untouched by modern intrusion. From the base, the mist rises in soft clouds, cooling the air and coating everything in dew. Rainbows often form at its base, flickering in the sunlight like blessings. Local Pemon legends call the Tepui Mountains houses of the gods, and standing before Angel Falls, it's not hard to believe. Its beauty isn't meant to be conquered, only witnessed. The fall, the forest, the silence, all combine into something spiritual. At sunset, the light turns gold, and the waterfall becomes a ribbon of fire against the darkening cliffs. It's as if the earth itself is exhaling, and for one fleeting moment, you feel part of something eternal. Number 13. Kawah Ijen Volcano, Indonesia. High in the mountains of East Java lies a phenomenon that defies belief. Kawah Ijen, the volcano that burns with blue fire. At night, flames of cobalt and indigo flicker across the rocks, lighting the crater like a scene from another world. The secret lies in sulfur. When the gases escaping from deep underground ignite, they create a ghostly blue flame that dances across the volcanic landscape. Few places on Earth show the raw chemistry of nature so dramatically. At dawn, the flames fade, and another wonder emerges. An acidic turquoise lake at the heart of the crater, so vivid it looks painted. Its beauty is deceptive, for the water is deadly, with a pH near 0. Steam rises from its surface and the smell of sulfur fills the air. Sharp, metallic, unforgettable. Miners work here in silence, carrying heavy blocks of bright yellow sulfur from the crater floor. Their faces are hidden behind cloth masks, their silhouettes outlined by the rising steam. Watching them, you feel both awe and humility, human strength against a mountain's fire. The hike to Kawah Ijen begins in darkness. The path winds steeply through pine forests, the air growing colder with each step. When you finally reach the rim, the view takes your breath away. Stars fading above, fire glowing below, and the first light of day catching the smoke in gold. It's beauty and danger intertwined, proof that nature's greatest masterpieces are often born from chaos. The locals believe Kawah Ijen is alive, its heart beating with molten fire. And perhaps they're right. The volcano's roar, its light, its sulfur breath, all remind us that this planet is still wild at its core. To witness Kawah Ijen is to see the Earth's pulse glowing in blue. Number 14. Serengeti National Park, Tanzania. The Serengeti, endless plains stretching beneath an infinite sky. It's a place where the earth breathes with life, where every sunrise brings both survival and beauty. The golden grasslands ripple in the wind, dotted with acacia trees in the shadows of moving herds. Every year, more than 1 million wildebeest and zebra journey across this vast wilderness in the Great Migration, one of the planet's most extraordinary spectacles. The air fills with dust and thunder as the herds move in rhythm, guided by instinct and the promise of rain. Lions stalk quietly in the tall grass, while elephants roam with unhurried grace. The Serengeti is not just a destination, it's life in motion, a cycle older than history. To witness it is to see nature's perfect balance, beauty and danger, chaos and peace, all intertwined. At dawn, the horizon glows orange. Silhouettes of giraffes stretch against the light, and birds rise in flocks, painting the sky with motion. The land smells of dust, grass, and freedom. Every sound, from the roar of a lion to the chirp of insects, feels like part of a grand orchestra conducted by nature itself. At night, the Serengeti transforms again. The stars burn brighter here than almost anywhere on Earth, scattered across a sky so clear it feels endless. The sounds change, soft, distant, mysterious. You realize the wilderness never sleeps. It simply shifts from one heartbeat to another. The Serengeti reminds us that the world is not tamed. It's alive, wild, beautiful, and free. Number 15. Amazon Rainforest, South America. Spanning 9 countries and covering more than 2 million square miles, the Amazon Rainforest is the beating heart of our planet. Vast, untamed, and alive with mystery. It is the world's largest tropical forest, home to more than 10% of all known species. Here, life doesn't just exist, it overflows. From the canopy, where howler monkeys swing between emerald leaves, to the forest floor, where colorful frogs and giant insects thrive. Every inch of the Amazon hums with creation. The air is thick with moisture, filled with the scent of rain and earth. The sounds never stop. The hum of insects, the cry of birds, the whisper of wind through endless green. The Amazon River winds through this vast wilderness like a silver serpent. 4,000 miles of power and peace. Its tributaries feed countless ecosystems, carrying life across the continent. Beneath its surface, creatures beyond imagination swim. Pink river dolphins, piranhas, and massive anacondas. For centuries, indigenous tribes have called this forest home, living in harmony with its rhythms. To them, the Amazon is not just a place but a living spirit, a guardian and provider. Their stories speak of trees that talk, rivers that dream, and spirits that protect the jungle from greed. Yet the Amazon is also fragile. Fires, deforestation, and exploitation threaten its balance. Scientists warn that losing it would mean losing the planet's lungs, for the Amazon produces 1/5 of the world's oxygen. Standing beneath its towering trees, sunlight dripping through the leaves like golden rain, you feel its power. The Amazon doesn't ask for admiration, it demands respect. It reminds us that we are guests here, small pieces in a greater living whole. In every rustle, every shadow, the Amazon whispers one truth: life is sacred. Number 16. Niagara Falls, USA/Canada. At the border between the United States and Canada roars Niagara Falls, one of the most powerful natural spectacles on Earth. More than 3,000 tons of water crash over its edge every second, a symphony of thunder and mist that commands both awe and respect. From afar, it's mesmerizing. Up close, it's overwhelming. The roar fills your ears, the mist kisses your face, and the ground trembles beneath your feet. The sheer power of the falls is humbling, an eternal reminder of nature's unstoppable force. Niagara is not one waterfall, but three: Horseshoe Falls, American Falls, and Bridal Veil Falls, each with its own character, yet together forming one immense cascade of beauty. By day, rainbows arch through the mist. By night, colored lights turn the falls into a living canvas, blue, pink, gold, ever-changing, never still. The history here is just as compelling. From indigenous legends of water spirits to the daring stunts of 19th century adventurers, Niagara has always drawn dreamers and risk-takers. But beneath the spectacle lies serenity, the quiet hum of nature at its most powerful and pure. Standing at the railing, water roaring in your ears, you can feel it, the pulse of the planet, steady and eternal. Niagara Falls is not just seen, it's felt in your bones. Number 17. Mount Fuji, Japan. Perfectly symmetrical, eternally serene, Mount Fuji stands as Japan's sacred soul. Rising 12,388 feet above sea level, its snow-capped peak has inspired art, poetry, and pilgrimage for centuries. Fuji is more than a mountain. It's a symbol of patience, of peace, of the delicate balance between strength and beauty. Even from afar, its presence commands reverence. Visible from Tokyo on clear days, watching silently over the country like a guardian. Climbing Fuji is a spiritual experience. The trails wind through volcanic ash and stone, past shrines and rest huts, until the air thins and the horizon opens wide. At sunrise, from the summit, the world glows red and gold, an ethereal moment the Japanese call Goraiko, arrival of light. In summer, fields of wildflowers bloom at its base. In winter, snow glistens like powdered glass. Every season brings a new face of Fuji, yet always it remains calm, patient, eternal. Artists have painted it for generations, from Hokusai's Great Wave to modern photographers who capture its quiet perfection reflected in Lake Kawaguchi. Fuji's beauty lies not in grandeur, but in grace. It stands alone, yet belongs to everyone. It reminds us that greatness doesn't roar. It simply stands, unchanged, beneath the sky. Number 18. Avenue of the Baobabs, Madagascar. In western Madagascar, along a dusty red road near Morondava, stands one of nature's strangest and most beautiful cathedrals, the Avenue of the Baobabs. Giant trees rise into the sky like ancient pillars, their trunks thick and smooth, their roots seeming to grow upward. They look as if they were planted upside down by the gods. These are the baobab trees, some more than 800 years old, survivors of centuries of storms and drought. Each one holds thousands of liters of water inside its trunk, a secret reservoir that keeps them alive in harsh, dry seasons. Walking this road at sunrise feels almost spiritual. The orange light spills across the ground, painting the trees gold, and long shadows stretch across the red earth. The air smells faintly of dust and life, a paradox that defines Madagascar itself. Locals walk the road carrying baskets of fruit and water, moving quietly among the giants as if in a sacred procession. In the stillness, you can hear the land breathe. The baobabs are silent witnesses to time. They have watched generations come and go, and yet they remain unshaken, their branches reaching like arms toward the heavens. At sunset, the scene changes again. The sky becomes a canvas of violet and crimson, and the silhouettes of the baobabs stand stark against the fading light. The road glows softly, and the world feels paused between day and night. For the Malagasy people, these trees are more than symbols. They are part of daily life and myth. Some believe spirits dwell within their trunks. Others tell stories of lovers turned into trees, forever reaching for each other across the dust. Standing here, surrounded by silence and wonder, you begin to understand why they call Madagascar the island of ancient souls. The Avenue of the Baobabs isn't just a road, it's a timeless meeting place between Earth and eternity. Number 19. Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany. Perched on a rugged hill in Bavaria, surrounded by forests and mist, stands Neuschwanstein Castle, the fairy tale fortress that inspired Disney's iconic castle. Built in the late 19th century by King Ludwig II, it was never meant for war or politics, but for dreams. Ludwig, known as the Mad King, envisioned a sanctuary where art, legend, and nature could merge. What he created instead was one of the most enchanting architectural masterpieces in the world. From afar, the castle looks like a mirage, white towers piercing the sky, steep roofs rising above clouds, waterfalls tumbling below. Inside, every room is a story. Walls painted with scenes from medieval myths, chandeliers shaped like crowns, ceilings that shimmer like stars. The throne room glows with gold mosaics and marble columns, while the Singers' Hall celebrates the music of Wagner, Ludwig's muse. It's a castle built not for rulers, but for imagination. Outside, the air smells of pine and rain. In winter, snow covers the roofs like powdered sugar. In autumn, the forest blazes with color. Every season wraps Neuschwanstein in a new kind of magic. Ludwig died before seeing his dream complete, and for years the castle stood as a monument to loneliness. Yet today, millions visit each year, not to mourn, but to marvel. It reminds us that beauty can be born from solitude, and that sometimes the wildest dreams build the most lasting legacies. Standing on Marienbrücke Bridge, overlooking the castle as mist curls around its towers, you understand why Neuschwanstein endures. It's not just a building, it's proof that imagination can leave footprints on stone. Number 20, Los Glaciares National Park, Argentina. At the edge of the world, deep in Patagonia, lies a landscape so vast and silent, it feels like time itself slows down. Los Glaciares National Park. Here, mountains rise like frozen waves, lakes shimmer in turquoise light, and colossal glaciers groan as they carve their way through the Andes. The most famous of them all, Perito Moreno Glacier, stands like a frozen cathedral, 250 feet high, stretching across 5 kilometers of ice. Every few minutes, a thunderous crack echoes through the air as ice breaks away and plunges into the water below. The sound rolls across the valley like distant thunder, a reminder that the earth, even in stillness, is alive and moving. The park's name, Los Glaciares, means the glaciers, and it earns it well. This UNESCO World Heritage Site protects some of the last advancing glaciers on Earth, fed by the southern Patagonian icefield, the third largest freshwater reserve in the world. But Los Glaciares is not just ice. Its forests are alive with condors, guanacos, and Andean deer. Its skies stretch endlessly, its winds whispering secrets from Antarctica. At sunrise, the peaks of Fitzroy and Cerro Torre ignite in pink and gold, their reflections rippling on still lakes below. Travelers who come here often describe a strange feeling, a mixture of humility and peace. The cold bites, the wind howls, but your heart feels warm. Because in this place, untouched and eternal, you realize how small we are and how magnificent this planet truly is. Los Glaciares doesn't demand admiration, it commands silence. And in that silence, you hear the heartbeat of the earth. Number 21, Goðafoss Waterfall, Iceland. In northern Iceland, the Goðafoss Waterfall, the waterfall of the gods, tumbles from the Skjálfandafljót River in a wide, elegant arc. Its beauty is not only visual but mythical. Over 1,000 years ago, when Iceland converted to Christianity, it's said that the Old Norse statues of gods were cast into this very waterfall, a symbolic act marking the end of an era. Since then, Goðafoss has been seen as the place where faith and nature merged. Standing before it, you understand why. The water crashes down in slow rhythm, mist rising into the cold air like divine breath. Rainbows shimmer in the spray. The roar is constant yet soothing, a hymn of the earth itself. In winter, Goðafoss freezes into surreal blue ice formations, the water flowing silently beneath. In summer, green mosses blanket the cliffs, and the midnight sun casts a golden glow that never fully fades. Locals say Goðafoss changes its mood with the seasons, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce. It's a mirror of Iceland itself, raw, beautiful, unpredictable. Travelers often linger long after their cameras are put away, because beyond the photographs, Goðafoss offers something deeper, perspective. It reminds you that power can also be peace, and that nature, even when silent, still speaks of gods. Number 22. Barringer Meteor Crater, USA. In the Arizona desert lies a wound in the earth, a massive, near-perfect circle, nearly a mile wide and 560 feet deep. This is the Barringer Meteor Crater, one of the best-preserved impact sites on the planet. 50,000 years ago, a meteor about 50 meters across struck here with the force of 150 atomic bombs. The explosion vaporized rock, scorched the land, and carved this crater in an instant, a frozen moment of unimaginable violence. Today, the desert has reclaimed it in silence. The winds whistle over the rim, carrying dust and whispers of time. Standing on the edge, you see the curve of the earth itself, so vast that your mind struggles to measure it. It's not beautiful in the traditional sense, it's haunting. Yet in its desolation lies wonder, a reminder that our world is part of a much larger story, written in stardust and fire. Scientists have studied Barringer for decades, uncovering fragments of the meteorite, iron, nickel, and rare minerals, proof of the universe's power and mystery. Astronauts once trained here before going to the moon, learning what it means to stand on alien ground. Barringer is a paradox, a scar that became a monument. It reminds us that destruction and creation are two sides of the same cosmic coin, that sometimes the most profound beauty is born from impact. Number 23. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Few places on Earth feel as alien as the Danakil Depression, a landscape forged in fire, cracked by heat, and painted in colors that seem born of another planet. Lying more than 400 feet below sea level, it is one of the hottest and harshest places on Earth, with summer temperatures exceeding 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Here, the ground bubbles with sulfur springs, and pools shimmer in shades of green, yellow, and orange. Salt plains stretch endlessly, broken by volcanoes that exhale smoke and steam. The air smells of minerals and heat, a scent both strange and unforgettable. Despite the extreme conditions, life persists. The Afar people, resilient and proud, have lived here for centuries, harvesting salt by hand under the blazing sun. Camels cross the glowing flats like ghosts, their shadows long against the horizon. For scientists, the Danakil is a window into Earth's primal forces, a glimpse of how our planet might have looked at its birth. For travelers, it is a test of endurance and awe. Standing in the Danakil, you feel both small and infinite, a witness to the planet's heartbeat, raw and unfiltered. This is Earth at its most honest, untamed, unforgiving, and utterly magnificent. Number 24. Pyramids of Giza, Egypt. We arrive at the threshold of eternity. Rising from the golden sands outside Cairo stand the pyramids of Giza, the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. More than 4,000 years old, these monuments were built for kings, but they outlived empires. The Great Pyramid of Khufu alone contains more than 2 million limestone blocks, each weighing several tons, aligned so precisely that even modern engineers marvel at its perfection. The desert wind whispers across their faces, carrying the scent of dust and time. At sunrise, their shadows stretch long across the sand. At night, they glow under starlight, silent and eternal. No structure on Earth has inspired more questions, or more reverence. How were they built? What secrets lie within? Were they tombs, temples, or cosmic beacons? Standing before them, you feel something ancient awaken, a sense of awe that transcends words. The hum of Cairo fades, the centuries fall away, and you stand face to face with human ambition, made immortal. The pyramids remind us that time is both fleeting and infinite, that even as civilizations rise and fall, the desire to leave a mark endures. And so, as our journey across the world's unseen wonders ends here, one truth remains. From the frozen silence of Patagonia to the firelit craters of Indonesia, from the green lungs of the Amazon to the golden bones of Egypt, the world is still full of miracles waiting to be found. We began this journey across continents, but what we discovered reaches far deeper than geography. From the firelit edges of Ethiopia to the frozen silence of Iceland, from the temples of China to the deserts of Egypt, the unseen wonders of our world remind us that beauty isn't found, it's revealed. Each of these places holds a heartbeat of time, of people, of nature's relentless artistry. Together, they form the true map of Earth, one that can't be drawn, only felt. The world isn't running out of magic. We've simply stopped looking closely enough. So as this episode closes, remember, the greatest journey isn't measured in miles, but in moments that change how we see. If these stories moved you, subscribe and travel with us again. The next wonder might not be across the ocean. It could be waiting just beyond your comfort zone. I'm Adesh from wakatravels.com, and this has been Travel Unlocked. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive, and the world will never stop surprising you.